My name's Anne Glasgow and I'm the Community Learning Worker for Rutherglen and Cambuslang. And the group that's coming on tonight is called People's Past, People's Future. And this was just local people that all came together. And I had met up with a tutor who was going to show us about politics, both local and international. But the way he done it was fabulous. Because if you say it, it's called political literacy, people run around. He done it all through music, video clips. It was just fascinating. And the group was asked to put on a production for International Women's Day. And I run that down at Rutherglen every year in St Colin Kilns. And the group worked together and pulled this play, and it's dead relevant to them. And they highlighted people who were important to them and had contributed to developing socialism in Glasgow. So, just bear with us. So, hello Castlemilk Against Austerity. We are happy to be here tonight and thanks for having us. We are the People's Past, People's Future group from Cambuslang and Rutherglen and one members to the south side. Our group tonight pays tribute to Mary Barber and her comrades through the spoken word and song. Please join in the singing. That was the first hand out of Hades. The Mary Barber story is one shining example of a working class woman and community strength and resistance to injustice and capitalist greed. The profit over people greed we still fight against to this very day, as we've seen with the poll tax and the bedroom tax. Each member feels proud to be a small part of the ongoing celebrations and the reclaiming of this feisty wee woman. A statue of Mary Barber will be placed in Govan in the near future. We each speak from our hearts as if we are the person we are speaking about. We feel privileged to be here tonight and to bring the presence of Mary Barber's army and other women and men from our past into the Castlemilk community. Mary Barber, during the First World War, it ended up when the men were away fighting, the greedy landlords decided that they were putting up the rent. And for that mind, they were evicting families right onto the street that had nothing and nowhere to go because they were going to get higher rents with people that were working in the munitions factory. So people were in fear of getting put in the street. And this wee woman says, no, we're going to do something about this. And that was Mary Barber. She resided in Govan, wasn't born there. You'll hear her story once they come out. And she rallied all the troops. Now, this is for your Facebook, your texting, anything like that. It was like the jungle drums went off, and they used to rattle pots and pans, and that would spread all over, and it went to all different communities, that people did rise up and fight against the greedy landlords and the right to stay in their houses. They tried to blanket out that the men in the trenches didn't know what was happening to their families, but word was starting to get back to the men. So, without further ado, she rallied her army and they took to the streets of Govan, and then it spread through Glasgow and further. Shh. See if you're really quiet, you'll hear this army coming. We've got another 3 songs at the group done, but we're winging it, honestly, we've got a CD, so try and join in to tune us out, but feel free to join in with this first song. You'll get the tune it once we start. Right in. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Independence of Glasgow in the year 1915. It was one unhappy struggle to keep ourselves alive. We were cooked to knit the coppers to buy our scraps of food. When the landlords put the rent up just because they could. All the factories were humming with overtime galore. The wages they were driven down to subsidise the war. In came Mrs. Barber from her wee bit Singleland. She said, I'll organise the lassies if I can't rouse the men. It's Humphrey Dublin and you'll be party. This should just be rich, you're here in Youngston Park. There's some that's broads, there's some that's Catholic, but when Mrs. Barber's on the Rosammy and we're here to do the work. Miss Marley made a poster saying we'll no be higher rent, and chapped on every door of every government tenement. Says when there's in the windy when you hear me bang the drum, we'll run to chase the factor all the way to Kingdom Come. The poor be soaking grin, he was battered black and blue. The regiment and pennies, they knew just what to do. Mrs. Barr were organised together and all the plans. She must to go to steaming with pots and frying pans. They can't be governed. And every party, this should taste the picture we're in Dodds to Kent Park. There's some that's cross, there's some that's Catholic, but when Mrs. Barber's army and we're here to do the work. Mrs. Barber's army's been placed like the plague. The maester's got the message and the message was to vague. We're going to fight the Kaiser, used to him and fight the war against the greedy bastards who keep grinding down the poor. If you want to stop conscription, stand and fight the profiteers. Bring the hail, the bloody sandpit crashing down around their ears. When you have Mrs. Barber, well, the men we call away. She'll have to have her heads blood burst like water down the drain, 'cause I'm the government. And you're the party, this should use to bridge your way and Dodds to Kent Park. There's some that's broad, there's some that's Catholic, but we're Mrs. Barber's army and we're here to do the work. Didn't take the government that want to realise if they acted on the leaders, then the rest will compromise. They arrested Mrs. Barber and they clapped her in the jail. They made an awfully big mistake, they let her out in bail. Nearly all the factories were gliding on the cart. They marched up to the court and said, "Don't tear the place apart." Mrs. Barber's army brought the maester say the least. We are regiment and pennies, fight to run the dungarees. We can't be governed. And every party, yes, she hears the bridge of here and Dodds to Kent Park. There's some that's cross, there's some that's Catholic, but we're Mrs. Barber's army and we're here to do the work.
I was born in 1875. My name is Mary Ruff. In 1886, I married David Barber, so I'm now known as Mary Barber. Me and David are a strong couple. We have to be, given what us working class folk are up against. I didn't plan my life in Govan. We worked there in the carpet mill. You've got to live where there's work. Being a wife, mother, worker, and tragically losing my first child, wee David, to bacterial meningitis, which is a disease of poverty and overcrowding, pushed me into the life I lived until I was age 83. No parent forgets the loss of a child or the circumstances that poverty brings. Too many bairns didn't survive, a damn disgrace. As I grew into my 20s, my political activism increased, especially through the rent strikes in 1915. When the men were away at war, greedy, cowardly landlords decided to put up the rents. I organised the community into a mass resistance movement. They put me in prison for my socialist beliefs. Clydeside turned red, and it was a great sight to see. 20,000 women, children and men marching through the streets of Glasgow to the High Court to protest. Aye, they would have torn the building down if I was not released. Sight to see, I can tell you. The angry mob gave the sheriff a bit of a fright. The people were not to be ignored or removed John Fine Day. The rent strike campaign won and resulted in the Rent Restriction Act of 1915, the first act of its kind in all of Europe. Working class people of Scotland fought for that Rent Act. Even before the events of the Red Clydeside, I had been very involved in fighting for social justice, and I had joined the Socialist Sunday School, teaching children the causes and consequences of poverty. I had also become a member of the Independent Labour Party. Following Red Clydeside, I still wanted to help the working class, so I became a Labour councillor in 1920, and then from 1924 until 1927, I served as the first woman bailiff on Glasgow Corporation and was appointed one of Glasgow's first women magistrates, gaining distinction on the Children's Panel. In 1925, I also became a member of Kinnan Park Cooperative Guild, and I'm proud of the work I did there. As a councillor, I worked in 8 committees, including housing and health, and I remain committed to women and children's welfare. I retired from council work in 1931, but I continued with my activities, and I was always prepared to juggle my own home life to help others. My husband was a working class man in shipbuilding. I fought many causes to help the poorest in the community, among them getting them wash houses, laundries, public baths, also child welfare centres, play areas, free school milk, home help, school dinners, municipal banks and pensions for mothers. I also pushed for a campaign against consumption, TB, a disease of poverty. As a supporter of birth control for married women, I pioneered the first family planning centre, the Women's Welfare and Advisory Clinic in Glasgow in 1925. Chaired its committee, raising funds to maintain its staff of women doctors and nurses. Too many lives were lost in childbirth and infancy due to bad housing, no sanitation and widespread disease and grinding poverty. In 1953 I was guest speaker in Glasgow at the inaugural meeting of Scottish National Assembly for Women. To think all this came about because of the way we were treated when our men were away at war. It was disgraceful, and because of this hopefully I have helped Scottish working class women and their families, although we still have a great divide between rich and poor. Yes, their socialist struggle and the gains we made saved thousands of children and adult lives in the future years ahead, your grandparents. We fought for wages, a fair wage, a wage to live in. Throughout my life I fought for better housing. Working class people in Glasgow in the 1920s were living in some of the worst housing conditions in the world. I fought for all that alongside many strong women and men, and I was proud to do so. United we stood and we became strong because of our solidarity.
My name is John Cully. I was born in Porritt Shores on the 24th of August, 1879. I was a Scottish school teacher and a socialist student of Red Clydeside area. Because of my strong political views and my opposition to the First World War, I lost my job and I was arrested and tried for sedition. I was found guilty and imprisoned at Peterhead Prison, where I was force-fed. This impacted upon my life and my health. Sadly, John McLean passed away on the 30th of November 1923, just 44. At his funeral, thousands of people lined the streets of Glasgow to see his funeral procession pass. It was held in such high regard.
My name is James K. Hardy, a man of yourselves, born into poverty near Holytown at Tart Hill in 1856. I can feel for the poor. I'm a socialist and a Christian. I started Independent Labour Party because socialism means brotherhood based in justice. To secure this, we have to change the land and capital from private to public ownership. Randolph Churchill calls me the MP for the unemployed. I wear that as a badge of honour. I will always listen to the poor and the deprived. Like our famous Mary Barber, I have the courage to attack the rich. And I have the trade unions on my side. I have taken part in strikes and lockouts, and I've been in prison for my beliefs. The callous, greedy landlords are using this great war to make enormous profits, while unspeakable horrors are going on in the trenches. At this moment in the battlefields of Verdun and the Somme. This war is happening because Britain is determined to hang on to the colony at all costs. I accuse capitalism. It's dripping from blood from head to foot. Women have been exploited. The children have been taken from schools to work in factories and the farms under dreadful conditions. Women of Castlewell support Mary Barber. I have spent my whole life supporting the women's liberation movement. This is the suffragette flag. The suffragettes will make progress and society will benefit because of that. I am pressurising Lloyd George, the Prime Minister, to introduce the Rent Restriction Act. This will be a victory not just for Mary Barber, but for the whole of the British community. And they try to tell you that they are homes fit for heroes. The cause of women is the cause of humanity. In 100 years from now, Well, people remember this as the War Tyndall Wars, but they will remember the fearless Mary Barber, who beat the landlords.
Soldiers at the front, why am I here fighting this war that I really do not want to be part of? It's a worry. Where are we going next? Nobody knows. We're angry, confused, we're waiting for orders to move, but to where? We're told nothing right to the last minute, then it's right men up over the top, see a man in front of you, hear a bang, hit the ground. It's dark, it's wet, there's mud everywhere. It's a frightening place to be. It's not that you're scared. There are a lot of brave men here. But brave men get killed as well. We're more scared for our families back home. They're their own troubles. They're fighting landlords that want to put up rents that they cannot afford. But we have homes to go to, and we get out of this hellhole. What a prospect. The men on the other side, they feel exactly the same. They're in a place they do not want to be in. We met these boys and men at Christmas, and we changed the gifts, but how could you wish them a happy Christmas if you're going to be ordered out to kill the leader? End this madness.
I joined the war because all my friends were joining up. We were determined to keep Britain from falling into empty hands. When we went to France in 1914, we thought the war would be over in a few months, but it went on for 4 years. While I was in France, I could not help but think of my family, how they were coping against the landlords and the profiteers, who were trying to put soldiers' families out of their houses and into the streets, all because of money. People could not pay the higher rents. There was no compassion from the capitalists and the bosses. But there we were in the front at Christmas. We were in the trenches when the white flags went up, and the carol singing started. We went up with the Germans on solid ground between our front lines. We shook hands, wished each other Merry Christmas. We exchanged fags and drinks, and even had a game of football. I don't know who won. We shook hands and wished each other a Merry Christmas. Well, for that minute. But the officers ordered us back to the bloody war and the killing, and we did as we were told. But I wonder what would have happened as us men on both sides had refused to start fighting again.
I'm Mary Brooksbank. I'm a proud socialist, trade unionist, and a mother of seven. I was born in the slums of Aberdeen. The year was 1897. My father was Sandy Suter, who were both a dock worker and an active trade unionist. Working with James Connolly, he helped to form the Aberdeen Dockers Union. My mother was Roseanne Gillan, a fisherwoman and mill worker. Our family had no chance of living in Aberdeen, with my father's connections with the unions, so we had no choice but to leave. We were soon in Dundee, practically starving. Thank God for my music and verse. I wrote about the working classes, especially the women. I would sing in the street to help feed us. I loved poetry and music. A love that would last my whole life. I was 12 in 1909, and I joined my mother in the Duke Mills. It was back-breaking work. The maester spear cracked the work. As I got older, I could see that the women were the backbone of the mill. We got less pay than the men, who worked twice as hard. I looked about me. My folk were struggling to survive, but the capitalists were getting richer. I wanted an end to that. Why should we suffer for being poor? Soon I was involved in the mill strikes. We weren't to get the same wage as the men, and I got a wage increase of 15%. My socialist flame was lit. I was listening to the great man John Maclean's speeches, and I had a fire in my belly. They called me a rabble-rouser. I liked that. I had 7 bairns and I wanted them to have a better life than me. I joined the Communist Party in 1920, taking part in demonstrations and demanding unemployment benefits for the poor. In 1931, I was charged with rioting for taking part in a demonstration where the police attacked a crowd. Later on, I drifted away from the Communist Party. I didn't like what Stalin was doing in Russia. I was jailed 3 times, once for 3 months in Perth prison. I survived because the Railway Women's Guild brought me food. In 1934, the world was changing. Scotland was changing. With the National Unemployed Workers Movement, the county marched to Forfar, working class people lobbying for better working conditions and a decent wage. I founded the Women's Working Women's Guild to fight for better health and social services. The poor were getting off their knees. Mary Brooksbank was a rabble-rouser all her life, till her death in 1978, aged 81. She campaigned her whole life for workers' rights. She famously said, "I've never had any personal ambitions. I have but one, to make my contribution to destroy the capitalist system."
My name's Cara Fleming, and I started working in the BSR, that's the Birmingham Sound Reproducers, that was based in East Kilbride. They made things for record players and things like that, so I'm told. I didn't know what I was making. Things don't seem to have improved much by the late 1960s. BSR Limited of Great Britain, known as BSR, made turntables and parts of sound for over 87% of the world market. In 1968, BSR moved to East Kilbride from Ireland, where they had made over 2,000 people redundant because they asked for union representation. I joined BSR in 1968. However, I had to leave my work when I became pregnant because they would not allow pregnant women to work. That's when I was needing my wages raised because I had another move to pay.
In 1968, the workers at BSR in East Kilbride asked for union recognition, but as that happened in Ireland, it was refused. In the summer of 1969, almost 800 workers, mostly women and girls, started a strike which lasted for more than 5 months. This strike was called to get the company to comply with safety regulations. Safety conditions were very bad. For example, there were no safety guards around machinery. One girl was seriously injured when her hair was caught in a machine, along with many cases of trapped fingers. Harold Wilson, the Prime Minister at the time, supported the strike and did as many trade unions. The dock workers refused to handle any items coming through from BSR, such goods were left on the docks and would not be handled until the strike ended. This cost the company over £1 million. Picket lines formed outside the factory and the police were often called. One of the biggest days of the strike, girls as young as 16, women and men were treated very badly by the police and were bundled into the police vans. They were charged with breach of the peace, resisting arrest, assaulting the police and throwing further bombs. Many witnesses thought that the police had in fact assaulted the strikers. Most of those arrested were young girls and women. I was one of them who were in the jail and Jean Fearing. Free Jean Fearing!
My mother in the Communist Party. In 1930, after playing a vital role in the Great War, women found they still did not have the equality of the workplace and in fact had taken a step back. Many women were being discriminated against, and young single women were being exploited by long working days and low pay. This was at the time when scores of women trade unions were disappearing. At the time, my mother, aged 20, worked as a shop assistant in the co-op, and like many women at this time, joined the Communist Party. The appeal of the Communist Party was that they saw women as equals. Women in Russia were experiencing equal pay in the workplace, education, opportunities, and the right of divorce. Women thought this may be the party to fight their cause. In the 1930s, there was high unemployment, hunger marches, means testing, Oswald Mosley, and the rise of fascism, together with the threat of war in Abyssinia in 1935 and the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War in 1936, which lasted until 1939. Many people of all classes, including many women in Scotland, joined together in the hope that the Communist Party, which had taken a stand against fascism, was the way forward. But in 1938, things were changing in Germany. Women would be asked to fight another war, and
communism would be a thing much the world would come to fear. My mother went on to work in the munitions factory during the Second World War and got married. She left the Communist Party disillusioned by the atrocities committed by Stalin and became a political armchair pundit.
I'm Helen John, an activist from 1981 to the present day. I was one of the first full-time members of the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp set up by a Welsh group, Women for Life on Earth, who arrived at Greenham to protest against the decision of the British government to allow cruise missiles to be sighted at Greenham in Berkshire, England. On the first day of the peace camp, myself and 3 other women chained ourselves to the perimeter fence of the cruise missile base. Over a period of time, I and thousands of women, including ones from Scotland, were active around the nuclear power base and many were arrested. I, along with many others, have been arrested and imprisoned. The women were evicted by Newbury District Council but set up a new camp nearby within days. 30,000 women responded to a chain letter sent out and joined hands around the base at the Embrace the Base event. The camp became well known on the 1st of April 1983 when 70,000 protesters formed a 14-mile human chain from Greenham to Aldermaston and the Ordnance Factory of Burrowfield. The media attention surrounding the camp promoted the creation of other peace camps in Britain and Europe, including a camp at Faslane Naval Base in Argyll and Bute, which is still active today. In 2005, I was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, but my campaigning style has grown no milder or more respectable. In 2011, at the age of 73, I have set up a new peace camp at RAF Warrington, the Lincolnshire RAF base, to protect against the use of unmanned drones. The camp at RAF Warrington will be mixed and not women only, as some protest camps are. The only request made to anyone willing or wishing to attend is that no booze or drugs be brought to the camp. I am Helen John and I fight for my beliefs.
Inspirational women. My name is Barbara and I'm a working class woman from Glasgow. We have heard today of many strong women that have helped shape the Scotland we live in today. I would like to mention a few women that have personally inspired me. Women like Helen Crawford, who was born in the Gorbals in 1877. Her family moved to Ipswich, where she was educated. She returned to live in Scotland when she was 17 and was shocked by the poverty and living conditions she found there. She became involved in the fight for social justice along with Mary Barber. Always a prominent political activist, she once was sentenced to 1 month in Duke Street Prison where she went on hunger strike. This was to be one of the many times she was jailed for her strong support for the cause of suffrage of women. Helen died in 1954. Then there was Agnes Dolan, who was a good friend of Helen's. She fought side by side with her. Agnes helped to organise anti-war rallies on Glasgow Duke Green and fought for better living conditions for all. We have her to thank along with Mary Barber and her comrades for the Rent Restriction Act of 1915. This act helped tenants all over Scotland. More recently, through the 1960s onward, strong dedicated women like Judy Burton have campaigned unceasingly for the cause of social justice. Judy fought for due rights, women's rights, the struggle against apartheid, as well as serving on the Glasgow City Council and being an MP in the 1980s. Some women who were not born in Scotland but who came to be involved in campaigns have also inspired me. Women like Harriet Beecher Stowe, the anti-slavery campaigner who wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin and who visited Scotland in the early 19th century, and Emily Davison, the suffragette who threw herself under the King's Horse at Epsom, also came to Scotland to support suffragettes. Last but not least, Margaret MacDonald. I would like to say a personal thank you to them all. Thank you.
come? How far have we come as women in the last 100 years or so? We're here in Castlemilk tonight. If Mary Barber was here, I wonder would she see progress in the lives of women? Has poverty disappeared? Yes, we've better living conditions. Free school meals for primary 1 to 3s, a national health service that is the envy of the world. Women have the vote, and we live in a country that welcomes many people fleeing persecution around the world. We have a lot to be proud of. Many would surely marvel at the engagement of women in the recent Scottish referendum. On both sides, women stepped up to the mark to be heard. We have a strong female presence in all our political parties today. Do you hear we have a female First Minister who make her proud, I'm sure? We've come a long way since the slums, but what would Mary think of food banks and welfare sanctions in the poorest of society? Women have better sexual health information and birth control options, yet sex trafficking still continues. We still have gender inequalities in relation to wages, and for some children, poverty still exists. Family allowance, first introduced in 1945, has been a lifesaver for women, providing much needed assistance for families. But would it shock Mary to hear that free school meals, which thousands of Scottish school children receive, is for many their only hot meal of the day? Yes, it would. With politicians, many of them millionaires, that don't represent the working class and have no concept of poverty. As we follow in the enormous steps of Mary Barber, Mary Brooksbank and the many unnamed working class heroines, from the suffragettes demanding the vote for women, to the poll tax demonstrations, and more recently the bedroom tax, we must look forward. We are still Mary Barber's army.
Bear with us with this, the next 3 songs, because we're not really practiced.
This is 3 songs that we actually wrote. Well, we might have help.
Get up in the morning before the sun does rise, with little time to wipe the sleep out of my eyes. I lay the kitchen table for my husband and my sons. Although the earth is early, the working day's begun. Build a fire on high, and I shout the laddies then to suck the rolls and eat the bread they're ready once again. To head out in the morning to jobs that they all fold, to go down underground, each one to dig for coal. We are wives and mothers of the mining men. We know the things we've done and we would do them all again. Wherever there is hardship, wherever there is strife, behind each hard-pressed miner you will find a miner's wife. Help the good bell ring, that fearful, dreadful sound. I'll nurse my laddie back to health and then it is wounds. I'll rock my man home by the pub and I'll put him to his bed. And in the morning scold him and ease his aching head. With many miners' wives I've been ready for the fight. Against the mining bosses we stood up for the rights. So looking back in history you'll find that it is true. Not just the miner rose and fought, the wives were with them too. We are wives and mothers of the mining men. Oh, the things we've done and we would do them all again. Wherever there is hardship, wherever there is strife, behind each hard-pressed miner you'll find a miner's wife. We're wives and mothers of
hard-pressed miner, you will find a miner's wife. They're fighting for the workers and they're fighting for the poor, for the people, for the workers, for the rights. Mary Barbara and Anne Mitchell were women day before, for the place in Scotland's history had to fight. Mary Barbara's inspiration came from Inverness, saw them rise up and take the fighters on. Fighting for the workers and struggling for their hopes, their desire to see poverty all gone. They're fighting for the workers and they're fighting for the poor, for the people, for the workers, for the rights. Mary Barbara and Anne Mitchell were women day before, for the place in Scotland's history had to fight. Anne Mitchell dared to do what no one had ever done. She went round and round among the damp and cold. To try and save a miner, she was brave and she was strong, and her story as a doctor must be told. They're fighting for the workers and they're fighting for the poor, for the people, for the workers, for the rights. Mary Barbara and Anne Mitchell were willing to look forward for some place in Scotland's history had to find. They are women who look different, but it's always just the same, for they had a great ability to inspire. Moving women all through Scotland, rise up and take the place, face adversity with passion and with fire. They're fighting for the workers and they're fighting for the poor, for the people, for the workers, for the rights. Mary Barbara and Anne Mitchell were women to reform, for the place in Scotland's history had to find. They're fighting for the workers and they're fighting for the poor, for the people, for the workers, for the rights. Mary Barbara and Anne Mitchell were women to reform, for the place in Scotland's history had to find.
Everybody joining in the next one?
Working class warriors.
2, 3, 4. Working class warriors, working class warriors, working class warriors will live. Here Hardy and Mitchell and McGarry too. Their names will echo through the ancient days. In the days of Vincent ponies, in the days of miners' lives, miners' families struggled just to stay alive. There was men and there was miners when they went to strike. Something was glorious, something was glorious, something was glorious for me. You party and make sure and make a guy too. The names of my good today. Golden penguins have stopped coming, and the mines they are all gone. Their names still echo through our world today. Communities of minded folks, wives, husbands, daughters, sons. These words they are all proud to say. Working class warriors, working class warriors, working class warriors will lead. Here Paddy and Mitchell and Maggie too. The names still echo through the years today. Working class warriors, working class warriors, working class warriors will lead. Here Paddy and Mitchell and Maggie too. The names still echo through the years today. The names still echo through the years today.
Good job, Emma.